Hello beautifuls, welcome to your full moon in Aquarius reading with me, Lorian. It's an absolute pleasure to do this for you. So good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever and however you're watching this video. Alright, so I'm just going to spritz this and bless this little area because it's been a while since I've done it, but I thought I'd do it with you for the full moon. Okay, so this is a sage room mist smudging spray, so I use that sometimes instead of smoke because it can get all cloggy and get must and dust everywhere, so I use the spray instead. Oh, and it's gone on the candle, so it smells really, really nice. Okay, so this full moon is in Aquarius, and this is going to be kind of in getting in touch with our radical thinking. It's going to be more to do with where we place our importance of ingenuity, thinking about things, maybe contemplating where we want to go next, but also being a little bit of a nonconformist, being a little bit of a rebel. So depending on where Aquarius falls in your chart, you may be feeling this very heavy hitting energy. So we have 3, and I am doing this live. There's no editing going in. I'm recording it, then uploading it straight to YouTube. So no editing or cutting out anywhere here. So we have this statue here, or whatever it is, of the, I think it's the Trevi fountain, but don't quote me on that. Then we have this jewelry box, and then we have this bangle. Now you can, understand or connect or just connect with intuitively with your mind's eye something that resonates with you here, and then when you've had, you can pause the video if you like, and when you've had a moment or two, we'll go into your brief rundown with 2 tarot cards and 1 oracle card, just to see how this full moon is going to be affecting you and what your energies may be as it comes through. Alright, so without further ado, I'm just going to clean this away, pause the recording, and then get on with number 1. Okay, so we have the Trevi fountain, or whatever, whichever one that is. And if you chose number 1, let's see what your tarot cards are. Queen of Cups or Queen of Summer in this deck. You must excuse my messy overalls. I'm actually been painting pictures today. And then we have Unity. Ooh, all right. And then the other one is the Crumbling. Okay. So I'm just going to lay these here and then just kind of try and figure out what's kind of coming through for you. You know what? I'm also going to take this off because I'm a bit warm. It's deceptively warm up here. And I've had the oven on, so it always rises into this room. Okay, so I feel with this, it's kind of like your intuition is telling you that you've made a wrong turning somewhere. And I don't mean this to sound dramatic or anything, but you kind of know instinctively that there's a decision that maybe you need to go back and reverse, or there's something that you have to get over or stop. And I feel this is mostly to do with water signs. If you have heavy water signs in your chart, it could be to do with that. But as this card says, listen to your heart, intuitive insights you can trust, taking care of others perhaps too much. So maybe it was a promise you made to somebody, maybe it was a decision to take that weekend somewhere, and now you're double thinking it and going, I'm not sure about this. If there's something that's kind of making you annoyed or making you a bit, like your logical mind is saying, oh, but do it, you owe them or something, but your intuition is going, no, don't do this. Always obey your intuition. And I must ask you to forgive me. Next door have just decided to have a huge load, like an army of people coming to do their lawn and stuff. They've been at it all morning, so apologies. I thought we were in a quiet moment, but apparently we're not. Doing the right thing for the right reason. Compare traditional versus new approaches to see which works for you, a spiritually minded community. Now, unity to me will be the marriage between your head and your heart in this instance. Your intuition may be going a little bit overboard with some kind of warnings, but I also think that there isn't any smoke without fire when it comes to this. So when it comes to kind of, oh, well, it's all right, I'm going to do this, I've had it all planned out. maybe there's something that you're not quite seeing that's actually something that you need to really look at deeper so that you can edit the sort of I don't know whether edit's the right word, but amend and kind of, cut down on some of the promises that you may have given to other people or committed to other people. So what this full moon, I feel, is trying to get you to do is recognize where you've overextended yourself. Recognize where you are putting too much faith or energy into things which aren't really going to serve you in the long run. Use that intuition. Like if you feel someone's holding back, 9 times out of 10 they will be, because your sort of intuitive mind is telling you, not anxiety, not anything else, but if you feel in your heart of hearts that somebody is doing something that you can't quite understand why, that could be something that you need to look at, because doing the right thing for the right reason is very much doing what is best for all parties involved. If you're only going to give half of what you feel you can give to a situation when it deserves 100%, that's not really going to favour anybody, including you. So it could be something that you just need to cut back on. It could be something that you need to forgive yourself for. Either way, I feel creativity and an outlet of some sort, so maybe experimenting with something, is probably going to be your best case scenario under this full moon. And the crumbling is a kind of asking, what are you clinging on to? Is there a belief that if you just keep going forwards on the same path, it'll work out? Look at the last place that your path diverged or the last choice you had and see if there's anything there that you wish you'd have done differently. I'm not saying like dwell on regrets or anything like that, but maybe you can amend something now in order to kind of progress forwards and in order to see the end of the road that you're on for this time being before you get to the new journey where you can make more decisions. But there is something that I think you need to go back and kind of remove from the option pool, if that makes sense. Now, I hope that really makes sense with you. Let me know in the comments below if that did resonate. If you want to contact me, everything that you need is in the description box below for social media and my website. Otherwise, in the meantime, I wish you the best of luck, and I'm moving on to group 2. Alright, group 2, you would have chosen this lovely thing. I forget where I get it from. Oh, I think it was a charity shop actually. But let me move that over there. Oh, and bliss. I think the gardeners have just stopped. Hooray! Okay, so the tarot cards, you have the Magician, ooh, and the King of Wands. Very nice. And then for your oracle cards, you have Trust Your Path, which is interesting because there's a path here. And also the last reading was kind of focusing on where you're going and whether there was a wrong turn. This one I feel is more about the future. You can do anything, take charge of your life, manifest what you need to be a success. Ooh. And then, obviously, innovative, inspiring, wise, theatrical, potentially. A financial windfall. Your leadership skills are needed now, an unexpected supporter of your cause. So, you are either a fire sign or have heavy fire sign in your chart. If you're not, this could literally be somebody who's fighting your corner, who's coming forward with a very strong fiery element to them, who is there to be your best supporter, be with you at the ringside and just cheer you on through your battles, both emotionally, physically and maybe even mentally as well, because they are there to carry you forwards, not literally. Not going to do everything for you, because this is something that is kind of saying that you have the power, so you don't need anybody else, but support is always nice. So with this full moon, I feel like what it's saying is to take a pause, make sure that the way that you're going or the direction that you're heading is something you feel comfortable with. I feel as though sometimes it's slipping away from you, or you're letting other people tell you where you need to be, when it needs to be, and how much time you need to spend on certain things. That can be very dehumanizing, demoralizing. Feels like there's some weight that's in your chest or in your stomach and you're like, oh, again. It could be that you are not happy in your job and you feel, well, I can't leave the job because I need money. Fair enough. Money is a necessity nowadays, and in order to live well, unfortunately, we need the currency. What you can do though is you can take charge by manifesting clients, another avenue for, revenue streams. You can manifest things that come into you, on a, molecular, can't speak today, molecular level. Like, I want to feel like I'm making more money. I want to feel enjoyment. You can put yourself out there if you want a new career, if you want to change paths, just, send out an email. Do something that tells the universe you're going to fish. I'm wanting something, I'm wanting this. And this person may very well answer. This person may be the one to go, ooh, okay, actually, I've just been looking for somebody like you. Now, this is quite literal in the way that I'm describing it, but I don't feel that it can, in all the cases who have chosen group 2, that it will be literal. I feel as though with this, it's more to do with kind of you taking charge, maybe you seeing yourself in more of a leadership role in your life as well as in work too. Most of all, though, I do believe that this is actually, I didn't even read this message at the bottom, but it says, if you knew you'd be supported, what would you do? So if the support was unconditional, if the money wasn't an issue, if the people around you knew they were going to carry you and support you and help you in whatever you wanted to do, what would you do? Where would you take your life? And this person, either you, an aspect of your personality, or somebody that's very close around you, will be that person. And I feel that you are going to get a lot of support. It could even be a spirit guide, actually. They've just injected that into my head. So it could be somebody who is from spirit who's actually coming in to say, hey, you're doing a good job, but all you need to do is a little bit of this, a little bit of pep, a little bit of energy. Carry on, let's go. So that could be something that you are kind of triggering on this full moon in Aquarius. You're kind of seeing and having this, eureka moment, this snap of the fingers, this feeling of, ooh, okay, hold on a second. If I just change my thinking a little bit. So you could be an air sign, actually, because they're making sure that they know that it's your change of thinking, your wavelength, your vibration, that could be something to do with the streams of things that are coming to you. So maybe you just need to take this full moon to write down everything that you want to achieve in the next 6 months or even longer, and then see how you can, or which is the most relevant to you now, and then focus on manifesting that into your life. Well, I hope that's helpful for you, group 2. Let me know in the comments below if that resonated, and all my social links and website links are in the description box below. But thank you very much for watching, and I'm now going to move on to group 3. Group 3! Okay, so I'm going to move that out of the way. This is a bangle that I got for a Christmas present, I think it was years ago. So it's always very pretty. It stayed with me for a long time. Alright, so what's your tarot cards? 7 of Wands, Prince of Pentacles, well, Knight of Pentacles, and then you have Dance with Life. Okay, so changing energy is very strong for you, and it's also got the full moon here, so that's really strong. It's kind of, for me, it's kind of saying don't be too serious, and I think Aquarius, they're never too serious. Not to put a dampener or anything, but there's a kind of joie de vivre with Aquarius. They love the creatives, the artistic thinkers, the painters, and that kind of feeling of, ooh, I want to just play and think and dream. So I think what they're trying to say is just have a little bit of a dancey-do, have a little bit of a play this full moon. Not necessarily meaning go out into your garden sky-clad and dance around, but if that's what you want to do, that's fine. So long as you prepare for sneaky neighbours overlooking everything. So Prince of Pentacles, or the Knight of Pentacles as this would be, this to me feels like you could be an earth sign or be dealing with an earth sign, have a heavy earth sign in your chart. But I do feel that this is kind of saying that you've been really cautious lately. You've been trying to be very strategic in the way that you're doing things, very efficient, routinely organised. I also feel that you have been very charitable, and you have been giving a lot of yourself. Maybe you've been giving a little bit too much of your time to others, but also maybe you've been withdrawing a little bit just to recuperate, because you've been in this very serious working mode. I know a lot of people, especially earth signs, you have such a brilliant work ethic, but it's also that downside of it's all work, 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 work. So you need to have time to play. You need to have time to have a bit of frivolity now and again, but it could be to do with this as well. Seven of Wands, it is basically being assertive, but also being perseverance, and probably a little bit more, I'm trying to find the word, it'll come to me, but this says don't back down from what you believe, courageously stand up for yourself. And it could be that you have been pushed back on some cases, you feel like other people have been taking credit for your work, you feel like other people have even been taking the mickey a little bit out of you and not believing that you're going to do something when you say you're going to do it. That is incorrect, you know. There may even be some competition around you. So maybe competition for having their voice heard, competition for getting into things, you know, wanting to be at the table, always seeming to get like shoved to one side. I feel like you've been working methodically and you've been like, why have I not got what I need to? Why am I not where I need to be right now? Why has this not come through? A lot of creatives have this, I must say. But what I'm saying is, or seeing mostly here, is just a need to break free. Take your mind away from it. Go do something pretty. Go do something that you not like. This is a heavy Libra energy to me. So I feel like you just need to, again, air sign. So I just think that you need to get with a different flow, get with a different vibration. Maybe this is literally just having a dance party in your living room with your family, with your kids, with friends, on your own. There's no law against that, you know. But I do feel as though this is about you moving forwards and you just having a break from the norm. It's kind of saying, break that glass, break that ceiling, shatter everybody's expectations of you by doing something that you've always wanted to do but never really had the courage to do it. You can take a small step towards that, not saying you have to leap when you can barely walk into something, but this is something that is coming forwards a little bit. And when I say barely walk, I mean you're kind of trying to navigate it still. You're trying to go, and you're not quite sure of it. This is something that I think will come to you over the next few days, mainly because this Aquarius energy is not just going to diminish because the full moon is over. Full moon energy comes through maybe 3 days afterwards, same as the new moon. So this is going to be something before it kicks into waning that you're going to have this peak of energy. So please do put it to good use. Please do excite yourself. Do something that really charges you up instead of drags you down. And I think that's going to be very imperative for you. If this helped you in any way, if you resonated with this reading, please do let me know in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys, and thank you so much for watching. All my social links are down below as well in the description box, as well as my website. But in the meantime, I wish you so much luck and so much love. Take care, everybody, and I'll speak to you guys very, very soon.